Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. In our previous lecture, we wrote our first program, that is helloworld program, and in this lecture we will learn about variables and data types. In Go, data types can be categorized into two types. So the first one is primitive data type. These are the basic data types which can store single values at a time. For example, int, float, bool, etc. Then we have composite data types. So these are the data types which are built using primitive data types and can store multiple values at a time. For example, array, slice, struct, etc. In this lecture, we will cover primitive data types and we will have separate videos for all the composite data types. Now we will see all the basic data types one by one. So let's start with int. To declare a variable, we use the keyword var, then the name of the variable, and then the data type. Int is used to store numeric values that are either positive or negative but without decimal places. Size of int is 32-bit or 64-bit depending upon the system we are using. We can also use int 8, int 16 up to int 64 according to the space we need. Next is float 32, which is used to store floating point numbers of 32-bit. We can also use float 64 for better precision. Then we have string, which is used to store sequence of characters. Note, strings are immutable in Go, and we'll see the example for the same in our practical. Bool is used to store the truth value, which can be either true or false. Next is uint, which stands for unsigned integer, and it is used to store positive numbers. The size of uint can be 32-bit or 64-bit depending upon the system that we are using. We can also use uint 8, uint 16 and so on depending upon the space we need. Byte is also used to store integers and its size is 1 byte, that is 8 bits. In this table, we can see size and default value of the data types. As you can see, default value of int is 0. For string, it is empty string. For bool, it is false. And for byte and uint, it is again 0. Now, let us see what are constants in Go and how we can declare them. So constants are declared using the const keyword, and constants must be initialized at the time of declaration. And the important thing is that they cannot change their value during the execution of the program. Now, let us see some of the more ways to declare a variable. So the first one is the standard way that we are using from the beginning. Now, I can emit the data type also if I am initializing my variable at the time of declaration. I can also emit the var keyword and use shorthand operator. But note that shorthand operator can only be used inside a function and it cannot be used to make constants. First of all, let's create a new folder for data types. Let's name it data types. Now make the main.go file inside this folder. Now let's declare the package main and then we will create our main function. Now let's create some variables inside our main function. Let's give it a value as Sam. Now we will create another one, but this time we won't give it a data type. Now we will create one more using the shorthand operator. As you know, all of these three syntax are correct. So why are we getting these red lines? The reason is Go won't allow unused variables in a program. So let's use these variables and print them. So we are using the fmt package to print. Let's print the last one as well. Now save the code and inside terminal change the directory to data types. Now run the command go run main.go. As you can see, our code is running fine and we are getting our output. Note that data type of age and is okay is automatically inferred by Go because of the initialization parameter that we are using. That's why is okay will be of type bool and age will be of type integer. As we saw, we cannot use the shorthand operator outside a function, so let's try using it. As you can see, we are getting the error. And this shows that we cannot use the shorthand operator outside a function. Let's try one more thing and edit our string. So as you can see, we are getting an error at this line. So unlike C++, strings in Golang are immutable. So let's remove this line. Now let's create some more variables of different data types. Let's say temp is of type float32. Let's create one more and let's say it is of type unsigned integer of 8 bits. Now, to check the data type of these variables, we can use printf function from fmt package and we can use the format specifier as %t. \n is used for a new line. Let's do the same for roll number. Let's save our code and check the output. As you can see, temp is of type float32 and roll number is of type unsigned integer. Note that every data type have a range of values it can store. For example, I cannot store 256 in unsigned integer of 8 bits as it have a range of 0 to 255. As you can see, we are getting an error. So that's it for this lecture. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section and I'll meet you in the next one.